After being reborn, I proactively placed the divorce papers in front of Ethan. He didn't even glance at them, tossing the documents aside. I won't give you custody of our son. I don't want custody. Ethan looked up, surprised. Changed your mind? Completely. In my past life, I'd wasted decades entangled with Ethan over custody of Liam. I clung until his adulthood. Yet at his wedding, my own son declared before everyone, "I wish my mother would finally let Dad be with Emily. Aunt Emily has sacrificed too much all these years. I refuse to do homework. You can't make me." 8-year-old Liam flopped on the floor kicking his legs, his usual defiance on full display. These daily battles used to define our relationship. I'd insisted on completed homework before playtime. I limited screen time to 30 minutes. I permitted fast food only weekly. I established rules to build discipline. All my efforts became meaningless when Emily entered our lives. She never makes me study. Aunt Emily plays video games with me, Liam once accused. She lets me eat all the chicken nuggets I want. I hate you. I want her to be my mom. Last lifetime, I'd swallowed the pain, believing immaturity caused his cruelty. I kept pushing academic excellence, balanced nutrition, physical fitness. My ungrateful wretch grew into an Ivy League graduate turned successful entrepreneur who married well. During his wedding toast, the MC prompted gratitude to parents. My son looked straight at me, "Release Dad and stop torturing Aunt Emily. She's suffered enough." Below the stage, Emily wept like a martyr receiving sainthood. "Mom, you forced me into everything I hated. Without Aunt Emily's secret support, I'd have broken long ago." The crowd's murmurs drowned my shaky breaths. Why cling to this marriage making everyone miserable? I don't remember leaving that wedding. Only the truck horn blaring before impact. Now reborn, I observe my tantrum-throwing son. "Fine. No homework." Liam froze mid-kicking. "Seriously?" "Absolutely. Can I watch TV then?" "TV and tablet time. With chips." He pressed, testing boundaries. "Whatever you want. Why are you being nice?" His suspicious glare mirrored Ethan's. I smiled silently. This time, I'd feed his every whim. "Scared I'll love Aunt Emily more?" He taunted. From now on, I enunciated, "You'll get everything you want. Including," I paused meaningfully, "your precious Aunt Emily." Unrestricted screen time consumed Liam. He played mobile games during meals, clutched his tablet to sleep, skipped school after late-night gaming binges. When he missed the bus, I didn't wake him. Let the teachers deal with my little monster. Let Ethan and Emily handle the consequences of their perfect parenting. This time, I'd watch the fireworks from afar. I made sure to keep all Liam's favorite snacks fully stocked. The housekeeper couldn't bear to watch anymore and gently advised me, "Mrs. Miller, you'll ruin Liam by spoiling him like this." "How so?" I retorted sarcastically. "Forcing him to do things he hates would be the real ruin." This didn't last long before Liam's disruptive behavior drew complaints from school. His homeroom teacher called me, reporting that Liam had been defiant in class and shouted, "My parents don't even care about me. Who are you to tell me what to do?" My apologies. I truly can't control him. Please contact my husband for any issues. I gave the teacher Ethan's number before hanging up to finish my facial. Returning home, I found Ethan, who rarely came home, waiting in the foyer. His face darkened with contempt. "Ivy, you've outdone yourself this time. Using our son to manipulate me into coming back." I did want Ethan home. My calls went unanswered anyway. I couldn't pinpoint when our loving marriage, built on shared struggles while building our company, had turned toxic. After stepping back from the business to focus on motherhood, I'd poured everything into Liam until discovering Ethan's emotional affair with Emily. A 20-year-old intern, I'd accidentally seen their messages. You remind me of how Ivy lived in her youth, that same delicate charm. And now? Emily replied with a kittenish emoji. Now she's let herself go. Sometimes being intimate with her feels tedious. The humiliation crushed me. I demanded divorce. But Ethan claimed it was harmless flirting. Both families urged me to reconsider for 2-year-old Liam's sake. Ethan swore to cut ties with Emily, even firing her. Since nothing physical had occurred, I relented. I tried self-improvement, only to later receive explicit photos from Emily while nursing Liam through febrile seizures at the hospital. Her taunt accompanied the images. Mr. Miller says you're still ugly even after dieting. Not as sweet as me. That night, I learned there's no distinction between emotional and physical betrayal. When I filed for divorce again, Ethan agreed on condition of keeping Liam. But my 3-year-old, who cried until dawn without me, was my entire world. As a stay-at-home mother with no income, I couldn't win custody. So we remained trapped, Ethan stubbornly clinging to paternal rights, me refusing to surrender mine, until this fractured marriage calcified into our grim normal as Liam grew older. Habits can be terrifying things. Even though I loathed Ethan's infidelity, I'd still spent most of my life with him. Thank God for granting me the second chance. I calmly pulled open the drawer and handed him the divorce papers. He laughed mockingly when he saw them. Ivy, I thought you'd come to your senses. You've been quiet for so long. And now this? What more do you want? Isn't the monthly allowance enough? It's not. How much then? Ethan said with false generosity. Half the company assets. Have you lost your mind? Ivy? Ethan exploded. That company is our marital property. Exactly why I'm entitled to half. My lawyer confirmed it. And? Ethan snapped. It remains marital property unless we divorce. Hence these papers. I tapped the document. He threw them aside with a sneer. You won't get Liam's custody. I don't want it. Ethan's eyes narrowed. Changed your mind? Completely. He snatched the papers back, scanning them irritably. You're not taking anything beyond standard division? And voluntarily surrendering Liam's custody? Sign it. Ethan. Don't regret this. He warned. Pen hovering. Once we divorce, you'll need my permission to see our son. And there'll be no reconciliation, not even for Liam's sake. I know. The pen scratched across paper. This is your doing. Ivy. I would have let you remain Mrs. Miller forever if you hadn't pushed me. You never appreciated what you had. Who wants that title anyway? I shrugged. Staying married had never been about being Mrs. Miller, just parental obligation. Get your things and get out. He flung the signed papers at me. My bags are already packed. Liam trailed me upstairs, having skipped school for disciplinary reflection. He'd been eavesdropping. You're really divorcing Dad? Thrilled. Aren't you? I hoisted my suitcase. No more rules. Do whatever you want. But, what if nobody wants you after this? I laughed. Says who? Grandma and Dad say you're not good enough for him. That you'd never dare leave. How typical. Ethan's mother had played the doting grandmother while secretly viewing me as free childcare. Want me to convince Dad not to divorce you? Liam bargained. If you promise not to interfere with him and Aunt Emily. No need. I ruffled his hair. Take care of yourself. Liam. From that day on, Ethan's growth had nothing to do with me anymore. I dragged 2 oversized suitcases out without looking back. I moved into the fully furnished apartment I'd secured near a university, determined to focus on grad school preparations and reinvent myself. Ethan and I were college classmates. I'd given up my guaranteed grad school admission to support his startup. After the business succeeded and we had our son Liam, family became my entire world. The unfulfilled academic ambitions always lingered. No masters. No doctorate. This second chance at life taught me harsh clarity: live for yourself. No one truly shares your pain. The day after leaving Miller family mansion, Emily posted on social media. She'd originally added me during company anniversary events, complimenting my earrings to get shopping links. Now she flaunted matching earrings Ethan gifted her instead of buying herself. Her latest post showed Miller family's backyard with the caption, "Poverty warps perspective, is this soccer field-sized garden normal?" Clearly announcing her upgraded status from mistress to official partner. I liked the post immediately. Trash belongs with trash. They deserve each other. Emily messaged instantly, "You don't mind me posting this, right, Ivy?" Ethan insisted after all those years hiding me. Her usual pattern: sending timed accidental intimate photos or love notes before deleting, knowing they'd trigger fights between Ethan and me. Each blow eroded our marriage until Ethan stopped coming home, even taking Liam to celebrate birthdays with Emily. Our son would return gushing, "Aunt Emily's so nice and pretty. I want her as my mom." Now healed from those wounds, I replied, "Why would I mind? I liked it. Didn't I?" "You're just putting on a show for Ethan," she countered, convinced our divorce was temporary. Done wasting breath, I moved to block her until her final taunt, "You forgot something." Impossible. I'd triple-checked everything. Her follow-up photo showed expired condoms. "Keep them," I answered. "They're years old." She sneered. "Ethan goes through multiple daily with me. We can barely keep stocked." "Perfect then," I typed calmly. "You recycle my trash. Eco-friendly." "Who are you calling trash?" Her typing bubbles exploded. I blocked her mid-rant. Peace restored. My feed finally breathable, without any external distractions. I threw myself wholeheartedly into preparing for my graduate school entrance exams. A month later, Ethan suddenly called. "Ivy, where the hell are you hiding?" He snapped immediately. "If you didn't want a divorce, why put on that act? It's too late now." That's when I remembered today was the final day of our cooling-off period. We were supposed to collect our divorce certificates at the Civil Affairs Bureau. "I'm coming right now." I hung up and drove straight there without delay. Ethan wore a mocking smile when he saw me. We'd originally agreed to meet at 10 a.m., but it was already noon. The staff had left for lunch. "You made me sign those papers saying there's no going back." Ethan sneered. "Whatever game you're playing today, this divorce is happening." "Fine." I agreed immediately. "Actually, I should thank you," he bragged. "If you hadn't stepped aside, I'd never have known Emily could be so good with kids at her age. The house was chaos when you took care of our son. But since she came, congratulations on finding such a perfect wife," I retorted. "Keep pretending you don't care," Ethan scoffed. "Let's see how long that lasts." When I finally held the divorce certificate, I secretly breathed a huge sigh of relief. I'd been terrified Ethan might lose patience and leave after my delay. I couldn't bear wasting another second on him. "Ivy!" Ethan shouted as I walked briskly away. "After today we're nothing to each other. If you ever regret." My car roared off before he could finish. Newly single, I found renewed motivation. I studied relentlessly and maintained strict exercise routines, determined not to repeat my past life's health mistakes. After 8 months of grinding, I finally passed my exams. During this time, Liam called. "Mom, do you miss me?" he asked hesitantly. "Honestly, no. I've been very busy. But today's my 9th birthday." His voice trailed off. "Happy birthday," I said warmly. "Won't you celebrate with me?" "Your father said I can't see you without his permission. Can't you just ask him?" Liam pleaded. "No. Why are you being like this?" "Dad, actually. Enough. I have important things to do." I hung up first, something I'd never dared do before. Turns out nothing's truly irreplaceable when you've been hurt enough. Late one night during my graduate studies, Ethan called unexpectedly. I'd kept his number only because I never thought he'd contact me. True to being a decent ex. He'd stayed silent as the grave for over a year. Half asleep. I answered without checking caller ID. Hello? Ivy. I'm done giving you chances. Ethan's icy voice startled me. What? I blinked groggily. Was this man possessed? Ivy is carrying my child. And I'm marrying her. Ethan Miller declared proudly. Congratulations. I replied sleepily, forcing politeness despite being woken at midnight. He snorted coldly before hanging up. I didn't think much of it until Ethan and Emily's wedding invitation arrived. I almost thought it was a mistake. But there my name glared from the ivory cardstock. Not that an invitation meant attendance. I tossed it straight into the trash. On the wedding day, Liam called Mom. Why aren't you here yet? Where? Dad and Aunt Emily's ceremony. I saved you a front row seat. His voice wobbled. I never agreed to come. I said evenly. Let someone else take it. Am I really that unimportant to you? He choked out. After deliberate consideration, I answered yes. You're not important anymore. Ethan called minutes later. Furious. Ivy. Taking your bitterness about Emily out on Liam? Pathetic. What? You made our son cry. Can't handle me moving on. So my silence seemed to fuel him. Too late for regrets now. May you and Emily rot together. I said before blocking him. I never expected to see Ethan again until he materialized outside my lab at a university a month later. Liam stood beside him as I walked out with my research partner, Alex Chin. Ethan's glare bounced between us. So this is why you abandoned your own child? He sneered. Does your boy toy know you're damaged goods with baggage? Alex stepped forward. Actually, I know all about her ex being a deadbeat. You two acquainted? My laughter drew murderous glares. Private matter. Ethan ground out, dismissing Alex. Need backup? Alex murmured. When I shook my head, he warned, text if you want campus security. Ethan watched him leave with curled lips. Can't let go. Can you? State your business or I'm calling the cops. His smirk vanished. Liam's failing school. You need to fix this. Not my problem. He's your son. Was. I corrected. You wanted full custody? Congratulations. Now deal with it. As I turned, Liam wailed, Mom. Don't you love me anymore? Ethan seized my arm. You heartless. Campus security arrived within 90 seconds. Their body cam footage later showed a tenured professor calmly dislocating her ex-husband's thumb during unlawful restraint. When the police asked why I'd filed charges after all these years, I smiled. New policy. My past stays buried. Anyone digging it up gets buried with it. I averted my gaze and looked at him. What do you want? Was blocking me necessary? Ethan retorted. Unnecessary contacts should be removed. I replied flatly. Are you abandoning your own son now? He gestured toward Liam. The boy stared at me with pleading eyes. I smiled faintly. He chose to leave me. I'm simply respecting his decision. I never said that. Liam blurted out, cheeks flushing. I want to stay with you forever. Walking closer, I observed his noticeably rounder face. Didn't you say you wanted Aunt Emily as your new mom? Now she's officially part of the Miller family. Shouldn't you be thrilled? Liam's eyes reddened, lips trembling. Ethan cut through the tension. Emily's pregnant with prenatal depression. The doctor says she needs calm. Liam stays with you until the baby comes. My lab schedule's packed. I countered. I'm preparing Ph.D. applications too. This isn't, your stupid degree matters more than our son? Ethan slammed his palm on the table. What's the point at your age? The alimony should last your whole life. Stop pretending to be some scholar. Ivy. I inhaled deeply. Ethan. In all our years together, did I ever wrong you? Why dredge up ancient history? He snapped. I fulfilled every duty as your wife and his mother. You fought for custody. Liam preferred Emily. I let go. Now I'm rebuilding my life. Is that criminal? Nobody said that. Then why attack my education? This is my critical phase. Must I always sacrifice for others? Sacrifice? My bitter laugh echoed. College graduation, I gave up grad school for your startup. Business succeeded, I quit to raise Liam. Divorce, surrendered custody. Now your new wife's fragile. So I must disrupt my career again? How shameless can you be? Ethan? I never abandoned Liam. This is temporary. I'll double child support. His neck veins bulged. What if Emily develops postpartum depression later? Or chronic fatigue? There's always new diagnoses. Isn't there? My voice dripped ice. Emily treats Liam as her own. Ethan barked. Then why's his presence suddenly problematic? The silence stretched until Liam whispered. Mom, do you hate me now? 10 years old understood more than adults realized. Never. I softened my tone. I'm glad you have Emily. Remember how I pushed you academically? I won't force anything anymore. But tears spilled down his cheeks. You smile differently now. Like you don't care. I ruffled his hair. Love isn't about control. I won't mold you into my expectations anymore. Enough. Ethan yanked Liam's arm. Face purple. Forget it. Don't come crying when he stops recognizing you as his mother. The door slammed. I shrugged. He'd eventually choose Emily anyway. Why create unnecessary hardship? My lab coat awaited. Tiring days. Yes, but each experiment brought exhilaration. For the first time, I understood self-care isn't selfishness. It's survival. No, not really. Occasionally I get interrupted. Today, after finishing a set of experimental data, I noticed over a dozen missed calls from unknown numbers on my silenced phone. When I called back, Ethan answered. Ivy, come to the hospital. Our son had an accident and got injured. He's hospitalized. I hesitated but went anyway. Regardless of everything, Liam was still my biological child. Even without affection, responsibility remained. Approaching the hospital room, I heard heated arguing inside. Emily shrieked. Ethan, how long until you send that boy away? If he stays, he'll kill me and my unborn child. He doesn't dislike you. Why keep targeting him? Ethan's voice rose. He fractured his bones falling down the stairs and you haven't shown any concern. So you want to see me tumble downstairs too? If I die, you can reunite with Ivy and play happy family again? Emily countered hysterically. Enough. Emily. Stop this nonsense. Liam needs rest. Ethan snapped, losing patience. Then I'll really give you a show. Emily threatened. Either send him away today, or I'll jump off a building with the sun in my belly. Where would a 10-year-old go? Ethan's voice shook with anger. I don't care. I never want to see him again. Emily stormed out, nearly colliding with me in the hallway. We both froze. The once delicate, youthful girl now resembled a middle-aged woman with her swollen pregnancy belly. Only 2 years had passed. What are you doing here? Emily exploded like live ammunition. Checking on Liam or Ethan? Trying to seduce my husband while I'm pregnant? The absurd accusation barely registered. Though we hadn't met since the divorce, mutual friends kept me updated. After learning her unborn child was male, Emily had become increasingly unhinged, harassing attractive female employees at Ethan's firm, crashing his business dinners, costing him major deals. Rumor said Ethan was nearing breaking point. I'd found this darkly amusing. Wasn't this exactly what he'd wanted? That spunky personality he'd once adored? Get out! Ethan roared, emerging red-faced. Emily flinched at his uncharacteristic fury before defiantly thrusting her belly forward. Betray me and I'll kill myself. Fix your brat problem or else. She stomped away, leaving Ethan trembling with rage. I observed this circus impassively. Feeling like I deserved this? Ethan suddenly asked. I smoothed my expression. Not my business to judge. Never imagined pregnancy would change Emily so completely. He muttered. Not interested in your marital drama. I cut in. I'm here for my son. Ethan fell silent. I walked into Liam's hospital room. He lay on the bed with red-rimmed eyes, clearly having overheard the argument between Ethan and Emily. His face lit up when he saw me, crying out "Mom!" excitedly. I nodded coolly, simply asking about his condition. He claimed Emily had pushed him down the stairs after school, while Emily insisted he tried to shove her first to kill her unborn baby in self-defense. Through tears, Liam revealed Emily's hidden cruelty, the fake kindness before marriage, secret beatings, calling him an unwanted brat, force-feeding him greasy fast food while sneering he deserved junk. These matters should be discussed with your father or grandmother, I said impassively as his sobs intensified. They only care about her baby now. Nobody loves me. He gripped my hand desperately. I'll be good. Mom. I know you're the only one who truly cares. Please take me with you. I gently disentangled myself. Liam. We live with our choices. When you chose Emily, I exited your world. But I regret it. I've changed. Then change yourself. Not me. I stood calmly. My life won't bend for anyone, especially not you or Ethan. As I turned to leave, Ethan blocked the doorway. Since when are you this heartless? Ivy? He's your flesh and blood. I countered methodically. First, I fulfill child support obligations. Second, custody's yours, handle your household. Third, our marriage ended through your affair. You forfeited the right to judge me. Ethan flushed, then suddenly blustered, is this about making me beg? Fine. I regret divorcing you for Emily. Once her baby's born, I'll divorce her and we'll reunite. I stared, stunned by his audacity. Don't pretend. He sneered. Your fitness routines, career advancements, all to make me jealous. Let's skip the games. Take the penthouse until I ditch Emily. Then we'll return to the estate. I laughed incredulously. What's so funny? He snapped, just marveling at the sheer shamelessness. I smiled, walking past without another glance. Some betrayal stain beyond cleansing. Ivy! Ethan's face flushed with rage. Where do you get the nerve to think I'd remarry an irresponsible, womanizing narcissist like you? Do I look mentally ill to you? You'd better watch your mouth. I'm only offering this chance because of Liam. I retorted coldly. Don't push your luck. Keep your precious opportunity. I don't want it. I enunciated each word deliberately. Nor do I need it. Stop with the sarcastic remarks. Ethan's anger boiled over. You really think any man would seriously want a divorced woman in her 30s with a 10-year-old kid? They're just toying with you. No decent man would marry damaged goods like you. And yet you managed to remarry? I scoffed. Men and women aren't the same. A reformed man is admirable. But a used woman? Ethan's contempt dripped like poison. So this was his justification for repeated infidelity. The sheer male entitlement made me nauseous. Save your concern. I'd rather die alone than reconsider you. Before he could respond, I added, who says women need men to survive? I'm perfectly content alone, spending my money, enjoying my life. Why should I wait on some man? Am I incapable of living without one? Ethan turned crimson as I laughed bitterly and walked away. How could such medieval chauvinism still exist? I must have been brain damaged in my past life to endure him for decades. After our explosive confrontation, Ethan stopped harassing me. I successfully secured my doctoral position, immersing myself in academic pursuits. At the university reunion I'd reluctantly attended after my roommate's insistence, Ethan won't come, his family's imploding. The gossip flowed freely. Did you hear? A classmate stage whispered, glancing at me. Ethan's mistress nearly destroyed him. At my indifferent shrug, the floodgates opened. The gold-digging mistress had banned attractive female employees, crashed business dinners, and tried evicting Ethan's eldest son. But here's the kicker, her newborn isn't even his. The baby's blood type O can't come from a B father. Ethan nearly beat her to death. Someone exclaimed. Now he's stuck paying alimony despite the abuse. My roommate nudged me. Worth attending for this schadenfreude, right? I smiled. Exceptionally satisfying. The room froze when Ethan materialized at the event's end. His haggard appearance confirmed every rumor. As classmates scattered awkwardly, I departed without a backward glance, savoring the sweet taste of karma. Ethan didn't say much more. Classmates gradually dispersed. I'd had some drinks and hadn't driven, so I stood by the roadside hailing a cab. Let me drive you. Ethan rolled down his car window. No thanks. I declined. Come on. It's on my way. Really not necessary. Ethan had no choice but to park and approach me. I pretended not to notice. You've heard about Emily playing me, right? Ethan asked. Just found out. I admitted without pretense. After all, it was genuinely laughable. I finalized the divorce with Emily today. Ethan stared at me. I remained indifferent. Matters unrelated to me held no interest. Last time, I didn't approach it right. Ethan suddenly turned meek. Truth is, I've regretted it for ages. Just couldn't swallow my pride to beg. I looked at him. Amused. Pride's digestible now? Don't tell me you've suddenly become unwanted. But aren't reformed playboys worth their weight in gold? Ivy. I admit my past words were harsh. But I never meant to hurt you. I just didn't know how else to make you come back. Ethan said helplessly. That's why I used reverse psychology. Thanks for that brilliant strategy. Successfully made you even more repulsive. Ethan flushed crimson and pale by turns. Ivy. I'm truly sorry. I swear I'll never wrong you again. Let's start over, you, me, and our son Liam. A proper family. Family? The audacity of that phrase nearly made me gag. Come home with me. Ethan reached for my hand. I sidestepped perfectly. Liam's waiting. Ethan said awkwardly. He's missed you these years. Regrets everything, he said. Honestly, it's not just him. I've changed too. Can't you forgive us once? No. My headshake left no room for negotiation. Ivy. Why should your regrets obligate my forgiveness? What about everything I endured? I sneered. What's my lifetime of realizations worth then? Lifetime? What? Ethan looked confused. No need for explanations. From our divorce onward, we were done. Stop wasting effort. Using Liam won't work either. Frankly, you're becoming a nuisance. Are you worried I won't truly change? Not my concern. If our positions were reversed, I'd have doubts too. Ethan said magnanimously. I'll prove myself. How much clearer must I be? We're not getting back together. But you're still single. Ethan insisted, taking my solitude as hopeful waiting. Further arguments felt pointless. Ethan's arrogance assumed I'd eternally wait for his redemption. Let him believe. Eventually he'd realize I'd long outpaced him beyond his reach or worth. 6 months later at a university's centennial celebration, alumni flooded the campus. As a distinguished graduate, I stood at the auditorium podium, The auditorium was packed, and Ethan was among the crowd. He probably couldn't believe that I stood on this dazzling, prestigious podium. Behind me, the giant screen displayed all my academic achievements over the years, accomplishments significant enough to earn permanent recognition in the university's Centennial History Gallery. Thunderous applause erupted as I concluded my speech. I almost thought I heard someone shout, "You rock, Dr. Johnson." With a smile, I bowed and exited the stage. Students swarmed me for photos and autographs as I walked across campus. After finally shaking off the crowds, I saw Ethan approaching with Liam, who'd grown significantly taller. "Mom, I watched your speech. I'm so proud," Liam exclaimed, eyes shining. "Everyone kept saying how amazing you are." I offered a polite smile before turning to leave. "Ivy." Ethan's voice held nervous tension. When I met his gaze, his expression still held bewilderment, as if he couldn't pinpoint when I'd transformed from the domestic woman he remembered into this unrecognizable academic powerhouse. "You were incredible today," he said earnestly. "I never imagined." "So, gained some self-awareness yet?" I cut in mockingly. Color rose in Ethan's cheeks. "This isn't about your success. I've wanted to reconcile long before. I know you resent my betrayal," he blurted, panic creeping into his voice. "But I've always loved you. With Emily, it was just novelty and male ego. I never wanted divorce. It was all temporary." The most ludicrous declaration I'd heard across 2 lifetimes. Yet I let him continue. "I fought for custody to stop the divorce," Ethan confessed bitterly. "When you surrendered Liam, I had no choice but to proceed. But I waited for you. Every encounter with Emily used protection. Pregnancy was never intended." "How considerate," I sneered. "Cheating physically and emotionally, yet gracious enough to wrap it up." "When Emily claimed pregnancy, I assumed contraceptive failure." Ethan's jaw tightened. "That night I called you. Had you objected to the marriage, I'd have refused. But your silence. Even at our wedding, I waited for you to stop it," he continued hoarsely. "Afterwards, Emily made me a laughingstock. That's when I understood your true worth. I wanted to divorce her immediately, but the pregnancy." Tears welled in his eyes. "I used Liam to manipulate you, terrified I'd lost you forever." The absurdity choked me. His fear had never translated to humility, only more arrogance. "When the baby wasn't mine," Ethan's voice broke. Relief outweighed anger. "Finally, I could divorce her. Ivy, I was wrong. If I ever—" "Mom, I'll be good," Liam interjected desperately. "No more heartbreaks." I studied their remorseful faces. Felt nothing. "Come home," Ethan pleaded. "Let us make amends." "No need." I shook my head. "Those wounds healed without you." As he opened his mouth again, I smirked. "Ethan, don't you realize? You're beneath me now," Ethan quickly declared. "Ivy, what I love is you as a person, the past you, the present you, whether you're accomplished or not. But why would someone as successful as me settle for trash?" I asked mockingly, not sparing him any dignity. His face flushed red, probably from shame. Yet he persisted. "Ivy, haven't you been single all this time?" I chuckled and looked away. John swiftly walked over and naturally wrapped his arm around me, clearly eager for me to acknowledge him. He proactively greeted Ethan and Liam, ex-husband, and the eldest son. Ethan's gaze locked onto John's arm around my waist. "Ivy, would you really go so far as to grab some random man just to reject me?" "Not random." I cut him off. "I stayed single because I preferred solitude. Now I'm choosing commitment because this man," I squeezed John's hand, "is worth rebuilding my life with." Watching Ethan's devastated expression, I twisted the knife. "My relationship status depends solely on my choice. As for you? I smiled coldly. You're irrelevant. John and I left arm in arm. He suddenly turned back and delivered the killing blow. Ivy's pregnant. With twins. I didn't look back at their reactions. Liam's trembling voice carried through the air. Dad, did Mom really abandon us? Ethan's strained reply followed. Yes. She left long ago. His bitter laugh echoed. I was just fooling myself.